morning. I just felt a whole bunch of energy rush in just before I was going to hit the live button. So I don't know what else is going to come through. I have an idea about what I'm going to talk about, but maybe there's somebody here who wants to share more. I don't know if you can feel it. It's flowing through me and out. Ooh, well, while we're waiting for people to hop on, so I normally step outside on my patio before I go to bed, and well, I do a couple things. I look at the stars, and oftentimes it's cloudy, but last night was so crystal clear and beautiful. And then I usually put some release oil on, and I inhale it and kind of wave it through my energy field and just release the energy of the day before bed. So last night I stepped outside and it was so beautiful and it was so clear that I went back and got my shoes on so I could walk further kind of off my covered patio where I could really look up and see the stars and the Milky Way. And I saw something blinking like out in the sky, and it really caught my attention because it was moving much faster than a plane. Well, it was probably moving about at the speed of a plane would across the sky, but it was like the size of a star. It was way out in the distance, but it was moving way faster than a satellite would be. So maybe like a satellite would look like, but moving super fast. So I started watching it because it was moving so quickly. And initially it was just kind of like moving in a straight line across the sky. And then all of a sudden it like zigzagged all over the place. And then the light like slowly dimmed all the way out. Then it burst back on again. Then it went out. Then it burst back on. It moved around. And then it finally went behind the trees where I couldn't see it anymore. And I was like, I legit just saw some kind of spacecraft. It was really cool. Anyway, it was a beautiful night last night. So if you are here live, say hello. So I know you're here. Sometimes the comments work on this and sometimes they don't. Sometimes I turn it off and I'm like, oh, look, there was a whole bunch of comments. I didn't see them. So sorry if I missed them, but say hello and let me know if you're here live. If you're watching it on the replay, just say replay so that I know it got to you. Hey, Danny. And yeah, I've had this idea or this thought like percolating in my brain, which is how it happens for me. For like days, I'll think on something and then I just have to get it out. So, what I wanted to share today, it's a couple of pieces. So you probably saw my blog post last week about time and timelines. And that's what I've been thinking even deeper onto, because ultimately, we've kind of been led to believe that switching timelines is this either magical thing, like you get hit by a bolt of lightning, or, something unusual happens, or it's like a technical, like a sci-fi, like you need the right tools, the right machine, and then you can go to another timeline. But it's not that complicated. It's all actually within us. So timelines are all within us. And it is through our action and our choices that we pick the timelines that we want to be on. And we can pick again and again and again and again. It's not like we pick a timeline and we're stuck there forever. So it really becomes this very creative thing when we start thinking about it, because really from day to day or moment to moment, we can be thinking like, what do I want to create? Or what do I want to make? Or what timeline do I want to be on? How do I want to feel? And our emotions very much lead us onto timelines, and and every kind of emotion. So fear can lead us down one timeline, joy can lead us to another timeline, love can lead us to another timeline. So you can think about that when you're tapping into your emotions. And because we're so creative, and because the universe wants to create and co-create with us, sometimes it's just a matter of where you put your attention. So I know we get tripped up sometimes on like, well, I don't know how to do something, or I don't know, that's not a, say, special gift that I have, or whatever it is. But if you have an interest in something, just put your attention there. Oh, the video's cutting out. I there now? All right, I'm going to keep talking and hopefully it's there. If not, I'll come back. But yeah, so if there's like things that you're interested in, just a matter of like reading a book about it or watching a YouTube video about it. Like putting yourself in the place and in the timeline that you want to be in. And it really is that simple. And the more attention you put on something, then the more consistently you're in that timeline. So Harmony says it didn't cut out for her and that you love this topic. Yeah, me too. This is where like my brain gets going. Like I said, I start thinking about things and I just keep going down these rabbit holes. So yeah, literally just the more creative you are, the more you'll see those things reflected back, because that's going to be the timeline that you're on. So the more I was thinking about this, you know, the reality, and I can't remember, I heard it somewhere recently, but it all kind of like comes together for me, is this idea that if we are embodied here on earth right now in this time, we are incredibly complex, highly advanced beings. You know, we've forgotten, you know, when we came to earth to this denser reality, how highly advanced we are. And so I've really been thinking about the idea that every single person here is highly advanced. So we all chose to be here in this time, but we chose different ways of awakening, let's say, and we chose different times to awaken. And I know sometimes we feel like, oh, like my spouse or my kids or my friends or whatever, they aren't on this track with me. What's going to happen to them? Well, whatever they decide, you know, ultimately. And it's okay. It's okay that, you know, we're choosing to experience this world, this timeline in this way for us. And we chose that ahead of time. And at any time, we can choose something different. And so don't feel like, you know, people are somehow getting left behind. They are highly advanced beings as well. They also chose to experience something very specific for their own soul growth. And so sometimes they may be on the path with you, and sometimes they may be veering onto other paths and other things that they want to explore, that they want to create. And so this helps me sometimes also, you know, when I'm struggling with something about like, why would someone behave that way? Why would they choose to have that life? Why? Well, this is what they've chosen to explore. They're choosing their timelines as well. So what's interesting to me then is when I think through kind of what I've been creating and what I've, you know, the timelines I've been choosing. And a lot of that is exactly that. Like I feel interested and curious about these things and I want to create more of it. So I keep creating opportunities to do more of it with all of you who feel the same. And so I just wanted to come on and share those thoughts and, you know, put it in somebody else's mind too, so it's not just spinning around in mine all the time. And if you want to create more things with me, and these things seem fun for you because these are the timelines that that I want to pick, and I am happy that you're here with me and choosing them as well. There are multiple things going on over the next couple of weeks. So if you have not been to one of my monthly free live trainings, this month's is tomorrow. So that's the Art of Conversation, 3 keys to working or communicating with the spirits of the land. So if you want to join me, that is tomorrow, Wednesday, 5:30 p.m. Mountain Time. And there's a link to all of these things in the video as well. Excuse me. So tomorrow, free live training. Also, you may have seen an email from me last week about personalized retreats. And this was one of the ideas that's come to me recently about how to immerse further into these timelines and how to really work with those of you who feel called to work with me in some way. So if you're really feeling like, gosh, I just would love to spend a day working on a specific project, practicing my skills, learning about how to do this work myself, any of those kinds of things, whatever like fun, creative ideas, like this is what gets me excited is when we get to go down these rabbit holes together. And when we do that and we come together, we create all these new things. And that's really fun for me. So I made 5 of those available. 3 are already gone. So there's 2 personalized retreats available. You can do it on video with me, or you can come here to Montana if that's what you'd like. And you can schedule it for any time between now and the end of the year. So if you're like, not this summer, but maybe in September or October, totally cool. But you've got to book the spot. And because I haven't done this before, I kind of want to see how it goes. So that's why I want to do 5 of them and, kind of see what comes out and see what kind of, if I want to make changes to how I do it going forward. So grab one of those spots if you want to create new timelines together. And then, of course, the Earth Tenders Academy is always available. So this month, I am doing weekly office hours. So I'm basically getting on Zoom once a week and for an hour, and anyone can come in and just ask me questions. It was super fun last week. I think there were like 5 or 6 of us there. Everybody had questions to ask. We were able to kind of explore all these kind of fun topics that other people are thinking and talking about. And work on things together. So if that's also interesting to you, I'm just doing that during the month of July because we had a bunch of new people in May and June, and I want to be available for questions as people are starting and working through the course. So there's 3 more still this month. So join the Earth Tenders Academy and you can come to those. So the link in the video description will take you to all of those things: free live training, personalized retreats, and Earth Tenders Academy if you're interested in any of them. And in the meanwhile today, think about what you want to create, what timeline you want to be on. And if you don't like your timeline, just pick another one. Sometimes that's easier said than done. But ultimately, have fun, be creative, and find ways to hop timelines all over the place. So have a wonderful Tuesday, everybody, and I will see you soon.